Hello friends, welcome to Share Trading ABC. Today I shall talk about best investment ideas for the year 2023. Among mutual fund, stock investment, NPS, investment in gold, PPF, FD, what would be the best investment idea for this year? That's a $1 million question for all. Today I shall talk about each of the items one by one and also tell you with reason which one among this would be the best investment idea for 2023. First I shall talk about the mutual funds and the stock investment, both are stock market related investments. People those are not invested in share market, they always thinks that the people those who are invested in market makes huge profit every time. The real truth is known to the people those who are invested in the market, at least those are invested in the market for last 1 year. This is an article taken from the internet. After a spectacular 2021, the mutual fund industry failed to continue the momentum this year with the growth in asset base, investors count and flows subsiding in 2022 on volatile market conditions, but the new year is expected to be relatively better. The industry grew at a slower pace in 2022, mainly due to global headwinds, including the Russia-Ukraine war, supply chain bottlenecks and a decadal high global inflation coupled with rising interest rates. The 2021 growth was mainly braced by a rally in the stock markets. The assets under management, AUM, of the mutual fund industry rose by 7% or 2.65 lakh rupees crore in 2022. This was way lower than a surge of nearly 22% or an increase of close to 7 lakh rupees crore in the asset base seen in 2021, data from the Association of Mutual Fund Industry, AMFI, showed. That means 2022 was a very tough year for the share market investors or for the investors linked to share market, like mutual fund. If you look at Nifty 50 performance on Friday, that is on 17th 2023, Nifty started with gap up opening but it has come down below Thursday's closing. How about before closing of the market? It has come little bit above Thursday's closing. If you look at the return of Nifty for last 5 days, then we can see 2.29% fall in the Nifty, and if we look at 1 month return, then also we can see there is a fall of 4.17%. But most important here is the fall was not a simple fall, it was a roller coaster ride, up and down. If you look at the 1 year return, then also we can see there is a fall in the Nifty of 0.10%. That means there was no positive return in the Nifty for the last 1 year. Though it cannot be seen for 2 years, I can surely say that for last 2 years also there is a very little upside in the Nifty. If you look at last 5 years return also, then we can see there is only 71% return in the last 5 years, which is not at all a healthy return. If we look at Nasdaq also, then we can see on Friday Nasdaq opened higher but at the end of the day it closed below the closing of Thursday. If we look at the 5 days return of Nasdaq, then we'll see there is a positive return of 5.33%. If you look at 1 month return, then we'll see a positive return of 1.2%. But 1.2% rise was not a regular rise, it was just a roller coaster ride. If you look at last 6 months return, then also you can see a positive return of 0.80%, but from the beginning of this year the whole ride was a roller coaster ride. For last 1 year also you can see there is a return of -16%, and in last 5 year return was only 66.32%. That means bad last 5 years also the return of Nasdaq was not too good. Many experts would be saying it's an opportunity for the investors to invest in such situation, but the truth is, the reason for why the Nifty as well as the market of most of the countries in the world are falling, the war between Ukraine and Russia, which is yet to be ended. Many other news like Hindenburg report on Adani stock, increasing repo rates in USA and destruction of Silicon Valley Bank are continuously flashing out one by one. Hence it will not be so easy for share market to rise in the year 2023. Next, coming to the NPS or the Atal Pension Yojana, if you look at the top performing NPS fund managers, then we'll be able to see SBI Pension Fund has given 4% return in the last 1 year, and Uthi Retirement Solution has given 3.96% and LIC Pension Fund has given 4.09%. If you look at the 3 years and 5 years return, these are, you can say, healthy returns, but as NPS is also a market linked fund, so the return in NPS is also going to be very much difficult for the year 2023. Next, coming to the gold. Gold as an investment is considered to be the safest. It is very difficult to predict that return in gold in the next 1 year, but if your lookout is more than 1 year or 2, then gold is very good for investment. Further, in such situation when the share market is not giving any return, then gold would be a very good commodity for investment. Apart from gold, we can talk about PF, that is VPF and PPF. People who are working in government organization, they can contribute in their EPF or VPF. The interest rate in VPF and EPF is more than 8%, so that is considered to be a very healthy return looking into the present market situation. Apart from government employees, the common people are also eligible to contribute in PPF, that is Public Provident Fund, that can be done in normal banks. But the drawback of PPF is the limit of 1.5 lakhs per year. Next thing we can talk about is the fixed deposit rates offered by the banks. If you look at the interest rate offered by the different banks for 1 year, we can see there are many banks which are offering more than 7% of interest. That is considered a very healthy rate of interest. If you look at the chart, then we can see there are few banks offering more than 7.5% of interest, like Utkarsh Small Finance Bank and Equitas Small Finance Bank. So in such banks we can go for FD, which will give us more than 7.5% of interest for the year 2023. It is not about only the interest, it is also about the security. The interest which we shall get from these banks are risk-free. As you know, if we invest in share market, there is a risk of negative return also, but in such FD we don't have any risk of negative return. The return which they are promising that are assured. Hence, for investment in 2023, the FD, investment in gold or in investment in PF should be preferred over any investment related to equity.